Good evening, everyone. Tonight we'll fill you in on all of the latest local headlines of Western Massachusetts and some of this week's most groundbreaking world news.
In this week's headlines, UMass Spring Concert performers Matt and Kim will be no-shows due to health complications. Students from the 5-college area protest tuition hikes. And News Now correspondent John Decker gives us an inside look into the UMass Army ROTC Battalion's recent week lab.
I'm John Decker.
And I'm John Bondarek. You're watching UMass News Now. A Western Massachusetts couple in Athol, who have already been indicted in the murder of Thomas Hardy, are now facing more charges in connection to the death of Hardy's wife. Joanna Fisher and 24-year-old Jonna Hart face charges in the connection of in Franklin Superior Court, including 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of home invasion, and 2 counts of armed robbery. Conspiracy and other charges, according to GazetteNet. Quote, Ms. Fisher did not die during the October 5th attack, but the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner determined her death on November 10th stemmed from the assault. If Hart and Smith are convicted of first-degree murder, they will both face life sentences in state prison without the possibility of parole.
Massachusetts lawmakers are attempting to pass new legislation in regards to certain marijuana offenders. 3 laws are being proposed that, if successful, could result in the expungement of their marijuana-related charges. Northampton attorney Marvin Gable, who frequently handles marijuana cases, told the Daily Hampshire Gazette, quote, I can tell you that a good percentage of people that have to deal with marijuana-related offenses are minorities, and records keep coming back to haunt them, end quote. The attorney went on to say that regulations wouldn't be a blanketing cure for all marijuana offenders. Holyoke Representative Aaron Vega said, quote, if marijuana is legal, why should we still be holding people accountable for something they did before, end quote. However, Vega also echoed Gable's perspective, stating that the laws would be likely intended for smaller crimes, not trafficking charges.
Officials in the Massachusetts State Senate are expected to consider using $200 million in local road and bridge repair bill to help fix deteriorating surfaces. According to WWLP 22 News, quote, the bill would split the money between cities and towns across the state to repair problematic roads and bridges. But some lawmakers say that $200 million is not enough to bring the 30,000 miles of local roads into good repair. Some lawmakers are suggesting that an extra $100 million be added to the bill to sufficiently cover the issue. This proposal is causing contention with Governor Baker's recommended funding level. Also included in this bill is plans to upgrade Massachusetts RMV technologies by $70 million. WWLP TV also reports that, quote, the local road and bridge finding in Chapter 90 funding means cities and towns will have to apply for the grants.
A fistfight sparked by a racist Snapchat message has resulted in the arrest of 3 Easthampton high school students. Joshua Brown and 2 other students were arrested last Thursday for an alleged assault committed the day prior. The unnamed victim was apparently struck once by each attacker in a video obtained by local police. As a result, the victim suffered a concussion. Brown pleaded not guilty to charges of intimidating a witness and assault and battery. The victim, however, is not without fault. A Snapchat asking if an ex-girlfriend was, quote, still dating that N-word, end quote, was screenshotted and posted to social media after being sent by the victim, sparking anger. As a result of the altercation, Joshua Brown can be no closer than 10 yards from the victim on school grounds and 100 off campus.
A routine traffic stop in Springfield Tuesday led to a New York man facing heroin trafficking charges. At approximately 5:45 p.m., state police stopped 37-year-old Ray Flores' Chevy Equinox for failing to stop at an exit on Dwight Street. State police report that Flores had 25,000 bags of heroin hidden in a vehicle compartment, totaling around $100,000 in street value. Flores was subsequently arrested and taken to the state police Springfield barracks. Flores' bail has been set at $10,000.
The UMass basketball team has finally received its new coach. Matt McCall of the University of Tennessee Chattanooga expressed his excitement and gratitude to be part of the UMass community in a press conference last Thursday. The 35-year-old coach has been, quote, on our radar from the very beginning, end quote, according to athletic director Ryan Bramford. McCall is far from new to the role of coaching. The new hire has two seasons leading Chattanooga under his belt, with a 48-18 record. Before coaching, McCall spent 11 years learning the ropes as a student manager in Florida According to McCall, quote, "The goal is to play in the NCAA tournament," end quote. This may not be far out of reach, as the new hires helped teams make it to the NCAA bracket in the past. Despite his array of experience, McCall said he was humbled by his acceptance into the UMass fold.
Massachusetts Vice Governor Mark McGovern has filed a policy order to look into the impeachment investigation process of current President Donald Trump. According to WWLP 22 News, the request filed Monday during a city council meeting, quote, calls on the U.S. House to back a resolution directing the Judiciary Committee to investigate whether there are grounds to impeach Mr. Trump. The idea stemmed from McGovern and other constituents believing that President Trump broke constitutional annulment charges that prohibit officials in government from profiting from foreign business. No word yet on when, if, or will this policy will move forward.
The UMass Spring Concert lineup was recently announced, but yesterday news broke out that one of the scheduled performers, Matt and Kim, will not be able to make an appearance. How students are reacting to the situation? Julie Dasrath has the scoop.
There was a lot of hustle and bustle here at the UMass Mullins Center on Friday, March 24th, when tickets went on sale for UMass's 2017 Spring Concert.
Well, I feel like it's very much in line with what UMass students would enjoy.
Despite the low temperatures, UMass Amherst students spent the night on Campus Way waiting to get their hands on discounted tickets. The University Programming Council, known as UPC, has lined up artists Matt and Kim, 2 Chainz, and Lil Dicky for this year's concert. Even with April showers and Matt and Kim's cancellation, students are still excited.
So it was tragic to hear that Matt and Kim actually got a mouth injury, so they can't be performing. Kind of keeps me on the edge of my seat.
Others feel there's not quite enough variety.
There could be more diversity with what UMass brings.
According to the UPC Facebook page, tickets are on sale now and can be purchased on Ticketmaster.com. This is Juhi Dasrath with UMass News Now.
Thank you very much, Juhi, for that report. After the recent immigration activities that have affected the United States over the past months, local area farmhands and their supervisors are getting concerned. This is prompting farms and small businesses from both Hampshire and Franklin counties to come together demanding that immigration policies be reformed. The meeting will take place from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Plainville Farm in Hadley. During that time, many will write letters to government officials offering suggestions to reform and push the issue front and center. According to the Daily Hampshire Gazette, the current program, also known as H-2A, back in 2015 offered 459 certified farm jobs in Massachusetts to foreign nationals.
2 gun runners from Georgia were arrested this weekend in Springfield. 25-year-old Tiana Cruz and 27-year-old Darius Parker were allegedly in the process of selling firearms to Springfield gang members when the police arrested them Friday morning. The pair are charged with 2 counts of possession of a high-capacity firearm, 2 counts of carrying a loaded firearm, possession of ammo, and receiving a stolen firearm. Darius Parker is originally from Springfield and is a known local gang member. According to police, he and his girlfriend Cruz were trying to illegally sell handguns to other members. Police tailed Parker and Cruz after monitoring the house where the couple had been staying. Their Nissan Murano contained 2 fully loaded handguns and ammunition. The couple was placed in jail until their arraignment.
In national news tonight, a recent WikiLeaks document release could cause havoc for the CIA's digital track covering program. According to the Washington Post, quote, the release of Marble Framework comes less than a month after WikiLeaks dumped onto the internet trove files dubbed Vault 7 that describe the type of malware and methods the CIA used to gain access to target phones, computers, and other electronic devices. This type of program uses a source code of obfuscation, which makes the agency's activities to antivirus software unknown. Sources say that this could be one of the most potent leaks from WikiLeaks up to date.
A new piece of Massachusetts legislation looks to bring more accommodations to pregnant women in the workplace. Lawmakers have been reviewing the bill, which requests that businesses provide extra breaks as well as possible transfers to less strenuous positions for pregnant workers. The bill seems to be garnering bipartisan support. Democratic House Speaker Robert DeLeo has stated that it will be one of his first priorities and is seeking approval by elected Republicans as well. National plans to support new mothers include a plan under Trump proposing that cutting fraudulent unemployment insurance collection will free up funds to provide $300 a week of maternity leave.
Every semester, UMass Amherst ROTC cadets in the Minuteman Battalion go on multiple weekend outings to garner some learning experiences outside of the traditional classroom setting. From learning how to crawl correctly while under fire to learning how to use a compass and getting your bearings, cadets practice some of the necessary skills for becoming a soldier. Our very own UMass News Now, John Decker, spent time with the Minuteman Battalion cadets on their most recent outing, and here's what he saw.
Welcome to Utopia, a fictional country made up of hills and forested wetlands used to train future officers of the United States Army. Cadets from the UMass Minuteman Battalion practice skills such as land navigation, reconnaissance, and interacting both with locals and enemy forces played by older cadets.
We are SAPA, Southern Atropian People's Army. So we are seceding against Atropia and using Ariana to fund us.
We're trying to sway the SAPA, well, the Atropian population to support us rather than SAPA, right? We're trying to ensure that we're going to keep them safe from SAPA raids. We're trying to offer humanitarian services. And we're trying to gain information on enemy locations, right?
During a meeting with a weary village, things turned sour for Cadet Wainwright and his platoon when a member of the locals brandishes a rocket launcher. Chaos and confusion ensue. A brief standoff takes place before ending in a mock shootout. After the exercise, cadets assess the situation and try to learn from what they've experienced. John Decker, Fort Devens. In national headlines this week, a potential conflict of interest could be hitting the White House once more. Ivanka Trump and her husband, Jared Kushner, have both obtained high positions in the federal government. The problem? The couple still holds an upwards estimate of $740 million in a variety of real estate and business holdings. Since taking their positions, each member of the couple are forbidden by federal law to take any action that would benefit any of their financial holdings while in office. Kushner alone has a variety of investments tied to customers and companies in Russia, China, and the Middle East, all of which could present conflicts in the near future. Tea Party advocate John Putner said that it would have been, quote, a win-win for the president's family and everybody else, end quote, if Kushner and Ivanka had liquidated all of their holdings when taking their White House positions.
In this week's update of World News, mixed signals are being sent between Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and American President Donald Trump. According to the Washington Post, Netanyahu said his government unanimously approved the construction of a new settlement on Thursday, the first in 2 decades to be built deep inside the West Bank. A few hours later, his ministers anonymously shared the information meant to slow activity to appease President Trump. The construction of the new settlement is meant to serve as a shelter for the community of Amanah, which was torn down after a Supreme Court ruling that stated the development was built on Palestinian land.
The New York Post smartphone app was hacked last week, resulting in a plethora of push notifications apparently directed at President Donald Trump. The notifications seem to be speaking directly to the president with messages like, "Open your heart to those that you do not understand and listen to all those that you fear and look down upon." "Hail President Trump" was the final message. Even some lyrics from Nirvana's "Come As You Are" made it into the mix. The Post then made an apology to its users on Twitter April 2nd. The Post is owned by Trump-friendly media mogul Rupert Murdoch. Well, that's all we have for tonight, folks. Be sure to tune in again next week for all the latest local headlines. I'm John Decker.
And I'm John Bondarek. Thanks for watching UMass News Now, and have a great evening.